fight of the. Yeah.
What's up, YouTube? We're back at it again. It's S&J Boxing Show. Today we got a hot topic. We got Canelo versus Austin Trout. If you guys want to make money in betting, listen to this video. First of all, let's get this out of the question or whatever. We both disagree on this. We both disagree on the outcome of the fight. He thinks somebody's gonna win. I think somebody else is gonna win. So here it is. First of all, let's get to the.
If Austin Trout were to win, how would he win?
If Austin Trout were to win, I think he probably would have to win by a decision. I don't see him beating or knocking out Canelo to a pulp. I don't see that. Austin Trout, one thing he does have is he has fairly good footwork, and I think that's his biggest thing. He has great footwork. People think he has good defense. I don't think that's the case. I think what you guys are seeing is good footwork. I don't think you guys are seeing great defense. His footwork makes him jab a guy, move to the side, change angles, directions, and he's able to confuse the shit out of you with just the footwork and the jab. That's how he was able to beat Cotto. He would step in, throw a little bit of punches, turn him, jab, and then just take a little bit of time off and do it all over again. That's how he was able to dominate Cotto. Another thing I do want to point out is that Austin Trout's a really big guy.
Yes, most definitely. He's probably the biggest guy that Canelo's faced so far.
Yes, Austin Trout he's big and
5'9".
He's tall. He's 5'9.5". He has pretty decent reach.
72 inches.
Yeah, he has pretty decent reach, and I do see him being the bigger fighter in this fight. Like I said before, huge fighter. He's gonna have the reach advantage and the height advantage over Canelo. Canelo's a pretty short middleweight, light middleweight.
Yep.
So I think Canelo might be a little bit bigger than Cotto, but not too much. Weight wise, I do think Canelo is a lot heavier than Cotto, and
a lot heavier handed.
A lot heavier handed. Maybe has faster hands. Maybe not as good at footwork, but he has faster hands. Most definitely.
Not as good as boxer either.
Not as good as boxer. If you guys do go back and watch the Austin Trout versus Cotto fight, you will see Cotto land some good jabs on Austin Trout. Like I said before, I don't think Trout has that good of a defense, but Cotto was able to land good jabs. So if Canelo does have a jab, he might be able to make this fight pretty good. Now, if Canelo were to win this fight, the only way he would win is by knocking out Austin Trout. I personally think it's possible. People say Canelo doesn't have good footwork, and that this and that, he can't keep up with Trout. He's too slow. He's too fat. He's not going to be able to go the distance. All this other stuff. I don't believe it. I think you guys are overrating Trout a little bit. Canelo does have a puncher's chance in this fight, but if you go back and watch a Canelo versus Cotto fight, you could see that Cotto was able to get to Austin Trout, even though he's a lot smaller than Trout. I don't think Cotto is a legitimate light middleweight. I don't think his punch is that effective at that weight, but even considering all that, he was able to hurt Trout with body shots, sometimes get him, send him to the top. He was still able to punch him, even though he's a lot smaller. And I do see a lot of difference in the punching power of Cotto and Canelo. If Canelo does land on Trout, which I think he will a lot of the time, because Trout, like I said before, he has not too much of a good defense. He's mostly footwork. If Canelo does tee off when Trout punches, he probably can knock him out. One thing that Canelo does have is timing. If you guys watch Danny Garcia, that's how he was able to knock out Mir Khan, who was really fast on his feet. He had fast hands, and Danny Garcia knocked him out, and I think that might be equivalent to this fight. I do see Canelo having really good timing. If Austin Trout comes inside for just a second, I do think Canelo's gonna set him up with something. Canelo's biggest punch is left hook to the body. I saw Miguel Cotto land that punch repeatedly during that fight, and I think Canelo will land this punch effectively. One difference between Cotto and Canelo is that Canelo throws combinations. Now, if Austin Trout does get close to Canelo, which I think he will because he likes to just get inside with you for no reason, I do see Canelo hitting him with his favorite combination, which is usually a jab, hook to the body and then straight and then move out of the way. I do see Canelo doing that to Austin Trout the whole night. Austin Trout, we haven't seen him take a good punch yet, but I do think in this fight we're gonna see him take a monstrous punch. Canelo's he's not just good at timing, he's also has really good accuracy and he's really precise with his shit. I do think Canelo's gonna land a bunch of punches to Austin Trout's head. When Austin Trout walks in, he does keep his hands down, and I think that's Canelo's biggest chance to jump in. Canelo can cut off the ring too. He was able to do it to Alfonso Gomez. They're not on
Alfonso Gomez.
they're not on the level of Trout, but I do think he's able to. I do think he'll be able to cut off the ring for him. I do think he'll be able to cut off the ring against Trout. This is Canelo's biggest test, nevertheless. He hasn't fought a fighter like this of this magnitude, but I do see Canelo knocking this guy out pretty fast. Nah, I do see Canelo knocking this guy out not so fast. Maybe in the later rounds, around 11, 12. I do see Canelo stopping this guy. Reason is, like I said before, he has shit defense. Canelo is stationary, but I'm telling you, Austin Trout likes to get inside, and that's his biggest downfall. Austin Trout not the type that just jabs and run. He likes to actually fight. He's like Adrian Broner, and I think Canelo's going to be able to land some vicious punches when he gets inside. So what's your prediction?
I believe that Austin Trout will win a split decision. I think that Alvarez is obviously going to be favored, so a split decision seems right. I think that he's going to be able to outbox Canelo from the outside. Canelo's definitely a plotter and a slow starter as well. He's going to be behind on the scorecards after 4, and I definitely see Trout being able to sustain that lead and build upon it up until the final bell.
Well, one thing I do notice is that when Trout throws his jab, he keeps his fucking hands down. He thinks he's Sergio Martinez. And I respect Trout. I like him as a fighter, but if you're doing that to Canelo, you're screwed. Canelo likes to throw that 1-2 to the head a lot, and I think he's going to be able to get around that. To Shane Mosley, but, it's a good test. Canelo, when you're 22, man, you'll be surprised how easily you're able to improve.
Yeah, but that's also the best fighter that he's fought.
Hey, where are you coming from?
It's a good test for Canelo. I do think he's gonna knock him out. But anyways, I think this fight might be a hype up to fight Mayweather later on for Canelo.
Definitely not.
So that's my prediction. If you guys disagree with me, fucking write a comment and tell me why. If you disagree with this guy, just his name is this guy. That's what we're gonna call him. Just write, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So just write us a comment. So if you like the video, like, subscribe, all that. Take into consideration everything I say, and Canelo will knock him out. Subscribe to us because we're nice. All of that being said, you should always follow your opinion. If you want to make money, bet on Canelo.
Ciao.